Hello. Doing anything for the first time is difficult. Going to the gym, eating new foods, learning a new language, making new friends, running a marathon, starting a new job or career path, climbing a mountain, going to school, going back to school, saying I love you, saying I'm sorry, identifying our emotions, talking about those emotions. It doesn't matter if the task is great or small. Doing anything for the first time involves barriers, and most, if not all, of our barriers are self-created, aren't they? I'm the one that builds the wall, and if I built it, I can dismantle it. The author writes and also erases the words. Both are an option. First grade prepares you for second, second for third, and so on. High school prepares you for college, college prepares you for a job, or I believe that is the attempt. A job prepares you for retirement, and the average person dies 7 years after they retire. That's not always the case, obviously. Some don't make it to their 7th year, and some go beyond. The average, however, is 7. 7 years to be sedentary, or 7 years to explore the world, 7 years to disengage, or 7 years to further the connection to God, self, others. There are many paths that one can take. The author creates and the author destroys. What school does not do for us is teach us to determine what we feel. What it also does not do for us is to show us ways to handle, cope, express our emotions. I cannot express what I do not know. So where is it that we learn to identify what we feel? Awareness is the key. Acceptance is the second, action is the third. Pause for a moment when I ask, who taught me to identify what I feel? Those closest to me, either through word or action, most likely through action and demonstration, modeling. What I mean is that if I grew up with emotional avoidance in my home, that was the lesson and the expectation. Spoken or not, the teaching was evident. If I grew up in a nurturing home where emotions were freely discussed and both whoever was in the home, these people were warm and accepting, that was the teaching. School prepared me to solve equations that are meaningless in my life. When you go to college, if you don't like the class, you can drop it. If you aren't being taught what you need to know, you can drop it. And the same is true with life. If I'm being shown or told something that I don't agree with, being fed food that doesn't sustain me, being instructed by someone that I don't believe in, given advice that doesn't sit well with me, I can drop the class. I can tolerate or I can choose another way. Both are options. So, we are not taught to identify what we feel, and we are not taught how to properly express what we feel. So what? Do we continue holding these emotions in? Do we continue pretending that they don't exist? Do we continue corking the bottle until it begins leaking and eventually explodes internally or externally? Do we sit with someone and ask for help? It takes a friend to tell me that I have something on my face that I cannot see. And I may need help with figuring out what it is that I feel, and I definitely need help with expressing my emotions. I think we all do. I teach others how to effectively communicate through the work that I do, but it doesn't make it any easier for me to do so. I have to take off my mask and be seen fully. School prepared me to wear a mask. Many years after graduation, I realized the mask was there. Even more years went by until I realized the mask was not my size. It didn't have my name on it. How many of us ever question if we even enjoy what we're doing? Our titles, our jobs, our friends, our community, our beliefs, our outlooks. Many of us are just checking other people's boxes without ever saying, do I enjoy being in this box? Take your lid off and be seen. Struggle, grow, breathe, feel, act, be. Be who you are and say what you feel. Because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Dr. Seuss wrote that. Be seen in your entirety, in your totality. Those who love you will help you, and those who don't won't. Take the lid off your box. You're worth being seen.